Welcome to Math with Mrs. Cox. We're on Chapter 10, Lesson 7, page 745 in your math book. This lesson, we are multiplying mixed numbers. Hopefully you have watched the math video, Math with Mr. J, to help understand how to multiply mixed numbers. Let's begin. A blueberry muffin recipe calls for a half a cup of, that's telling us it's multiplication, 3.5 times more blueberries. How many cups of blueberries are needed to make the pie? So we understand that we are doing 1/2 times 3.5 and shade the squares to represent the product. This is where it gets a little tricky. So we're going to do the C method like Mr. J suggested. We go like this, times, and then plus. So 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So we have 1/2 times 7 over 2. So how many squares are we going to shade? They want us to shade 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 squares. And this is where it gets tricky. They take these 7 squares that are shaded, they rearrange them like Legos. Okay? And here's what it looks like. Then they break them into groups of 4, so we have 1 and 3/4 left over. Okay, do you follow? So this is how it works out to be your answer. So 7 times 1 is 7. 2 times 2 is 4. So we have 7 sections that are shaded, but only need 4 for each model. So we can see that there is a whole number hiding in there. So if we simplify that, 4 will go into 7 one time with 3 left over out of the 4. So our answer is 1 3/4. This is multiplication with mixed numbers. Like Mr. J said, you have to turn it into just a single numerator and a single denominator. So it's going to be top heavy, then you multiply. Key concept. To multiply mixed numbers, write the mixed number as improper fractions or top heavy, then multiply with fractions. Here we have 2 fractions. We need to write them as mixed numbers. So let's do the C method. Times and plus. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So we have 3 over 2. Do the C method here. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15/4. Now we have a numerator and denominator. Now we can multiply them across. Okay? So 3 times 15 is 45. 2 times 4 is 8. So that's the number we're dealing with. Of course, we're going to write it down here. And we know that we can simplify. 8 will go into 45. How many times? At least 5, with 5 left over. And our denominator is going to be 8. So 5 and 5/8 is our answer. And this is how they've shaded it over here. They have gone up 3, 1, 2, 3. And over 15 to shade them in. The shading models is not my favorite. Okay, number 1, find it. Let's do the C method. Times plus. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 21. So we have 21/5. Got that right there. Times 1/2. 21 times 1 is 21. 5 times 2 is 10. So then we have 21 over 10ths. Now we need to figure out how many whole numbers are hiding in that because it is top heavy. So take 21 divided by 10. It'll go into it at least twice. And that'll be 20. There'll be 1 left over. And then our denominator is 10. So 2 and 1/10. Okay, make sure you leave plenty of room. Do the C method. Times plus. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So we have 4 thirds times 2 over 3. Now there isn't anything I can simplify. Can't simplify anything across, and then I just need to multiply them across. 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times 3 is 9. So we have 8/9. And I don't believe we can simplify that any greater than that. So that's our answer. Okay, I'm going to do the C method to this. Times plus 2 times 4 is 8 plus 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 2 fifths, 11 fourths. 2 times 11 is 22. 5 times 4 is 20. It is top heavy, so I know there's a whole number hiding in there. So I can take out a whole number, which is 20 20ths, one whole number. 22 minus 20 equals 2 left over, and the denominator is 20. And I know I can simplify that and be a ninja. 2 can go into 2 one time. 2 can go into 20 10 times. So my answer is going to be 1 1/10. Number 4, let's do the C method on this. Times plus. 5 times 3 is 15, 16, 17, 18. So we have 18 over 5 times 1 over 4. Okay, now I see that I can simplify. I know that 2 goes into this twice, and 2 goes into this 9 times. Remember, you can simplify at this stage, or you can simplify at the end. So that I have 9/10. Number 25, we can do the C method. Times plus. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5 over 2 times 21 over 5. Ooh, look at this. Goes into it once, goes into it once. 1 times 21 is 21. 2 times 1 is 2. That's pretty top heavy. I know that 2 will go into 21 at least 10 times. 10 times 2 is 20 with 1 left over. So I'm going to have 10, 1 left over, and my denominator is 2 is my answer. Okay, do the C method where you multiply and plus. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4 thirds. 3 times 3 is 9, 10, 11 thirds. Doesn't look like I can simplify anywhere, so we're going to times it across. 44/9. Oh, goodness, that's really big. So I know 9 will go into 44 at least 4 times. And that's 36. 36 would be 8 left over. So I'm going to have 4 whole numbers with 8 left over, and 9 is my denominator. So almost 5, but not quite enough. Number 7, C method. Times plus. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 2 is 22 fifths. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7 fourths. Okay, doesn't look like, oh, I can simplify. 2 can go into this twice. 2 can go into that 11 times. So now I've got 11 times 7 is 77. 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, I know 10 will go into 77 at least 7 times with 7 left over, and 10 is my denominator. Okay, remember we have to turn this into an improper fraction. We do that by doing the C method. Times plus. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14 over 5. C method. 6 times 8 is 48, plus 1 is 49 over 8. Okay, see if we can simplify. Ooh, we can over here. I know 2 will go into this 4 times. 2 will go into this 7 times. Can't simplify anywhere else. Okay, so let's do over here, do 49 times 7, because that's what we're going to get when we do that. So that would be 63, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So 343 and 20. So then you can do 343, 20. Well, I know it'll go into 34 once. 14. Bring down 3. Let's see. There's 5 of them in 100. 6 sevens. Probably got 7 more. So if I do that, 140, there's going to be 3 left over. So it'll go into it 17 times with 3 left over, and 20ths is my denominator. That was a crazy big number. That's what the book says. All right, C method. Times plus 6 times 1 is 6, plus 5 is 11. 6 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. And I can't simplify anything along this. So let's do 13 times 11. Equals 143. 6 times 3 is 18. Goodness sakes, these are not getting any easier. So we need to do 143 divided by 18. Well, it won't go into 14, so I have to go into 143. So 18 is really close to 20. 5 of them in 100, 6, 7. So 18 times 7. So 7 of them, 126. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oof. So I'm going to have 7 with 17 18ths. Oof. Almost 8. These are some ugly numbers. Jiminy crickets. Okay, number 10. C method. Times plus. 5 times 2 is 10, 11, 12, 13. C method, times and plus. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 7, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, over 8. And there's nothing there I can simplify, so I'm going to have to use some of this space over here so I can do my work. So I have 31 times 13. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times that is 9. I'm going to do this section next. Do a placeholder. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. 9. 409. Okay. So this is 409. And 5 times 8 is 40. Okay. 409. 409 divided by 40. 40 will go into 40 once. 1 times 40 is 40. Bring down the 9. 40 will not go into 9. Bring down the 0. So then would be 0. So we have 9 left over. So our answer will be 10 and 9 40ths. Whew, that was a booger. Got it. Now they want us to write a multiplication equation represented by each model and shade it. Whew. Okay, we just have to write it. We don't have to solve it. Notice they said write. Okay, so we take this number and this number. So 1/2 times 2/2. Okay. But then you do sort of need to solve to figure out how much to shade. So C method, 2 times 1 plus 1. 2 would be 3 over 2 times C method 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5 over 2. Now comes where we shade it in. Right here tells us we shade in 3 going up. This one here tells us we do 5 across. Then we fill in the overlapping. Confused yet? Here we go. Oh, they do want us to solve it. Okay, we can do that. 15 over 4. So 4 go into 15 3 times, because it's 12, 13, 14, 15, 2 fourths, which equals 3 1/2. Oof. No, that's not right. Okay, so 14, 4 will go into 15 3 times. It'd be 12, 13, 14, 15, and 3 fourths left over. There we go. Okay, next one. They do want us to solve. 1 2 thirds times 2 1/4. Okay, do the C method. So 3 times 1 is 3, 4, 5. Now we have one numerator and one denominator. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9 fourths times. Ooh, we can simplify. Now we do 3 times 5 is 15. 1 times 4 is 4. Hey, do you recognize that? That looks really similar to this one over here, so I know that the simplified answer must be that answer too. All right, let's shade it in. This one wants us to go up 5 and then over 9. So we're going to go up 5 and then over 9. All right, we are multiplying 1 2 thirds and 2 3 fourths. All right, can do the C method. So 3 times 1 is 3, 4, 5, 5 thirds. 4 times 2 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 fourths. So before we go through and solve it, let's go ahead and color, shall we? So this right here tells us how many we go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one tells us how many we go over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And color what's in between them. Now we can go to multiply. 55 twelfths. Now that's very top heavy. So I have to think how many 12s are hiding in there to make a whole number. So I know that 4 times 12 is 48. So I've got 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. So there'll be 7 left over and bring the 12 over. So then my answer is 4 7 twelfths. And we're not going to worry about this page. Let's start our homework, shall we?